Yeah, so everyone can agree that the best couple from the show was Cameron. What's her name? Lauren.
Lauren and
Cameron
Tyler.
and Lauren. Cameron is white and Lauren is black, and she's a very pretty girl. She's beautiful and she's like 33, I think.
Oh, that. And the younger
He
too.
was younger. I think it was like 28, 29, something like that. And there were no issues with them. They knew right away that they were going to propose to each other. Or Cameron's going to propose to her. She was feeling the same way about him as he was feeling about her. There was this other couple, Diamond and Carlton. They were one of the couples that went to Mexico as well. Both of them were black. And Carlton wasn't being honest with her from the start, so there was conflict. The other couple was Damien and Jenia. And Jenia was like 25, I think.
Yeah.
And Damien was a bit older.
Yeah. It's not far. Not too far.
She seemed a bit immature for me. In the show, she was immature. And Damien was a gentleman in every way, but she wasn't very nice.
I think he wasn't a gentleman at the end, but yeah, he did try at the beginning, as he did open up to her, and
we all know why he left her at the altar, because she said it wasn't the best sex of her life, and he said that to her, and she was like, you notice I never said that to you. And I think if you tell any man that, he will destroy their ego. So I think from she told him that was the day he knew that he was not going to marry her on that specific day.
Yeah, but
because they were given 30-something days, a little over a month, to get engaged, spend time at the hotel in Mexico, and get married by the end of those 35 days. I think it was 35 days. By the end of those 35 days, they get married.
Yeah.
So when they were at the hotel, that's when they got to meet each other and see who was behind the wall when they were dating each other. So everyone was dating each other, and then now they could see their faces. So Carlton now decided that he was gonna tell Diamond the truth about him, that he's a bisexual. And I'm like, that's one of the first things you should tell person to know, person, so that they can know that they're okay with it, and they wouldn't cause any conflict. If you be true to the person from the beginning, then you will know if the person really likes you for you. And that was his issue. I think he was not confident that Diamond would be with him if he had told her that he was a bisexual from the start. So at the pool, he decided to tell her, and she was a little upset, saying, why didn't you tell me from the start? And she was a baby anyway, and she was kind of ushering him. He was crying like a big baby, even though you know that he was wrong. And they slept in different rooms. That was the first night at the hotel. And then the following day, she decided that, okay, we're going to talk. And it ended up causing an argument, and he called her a bitch. But that's why I don't hang with you bitches. That's why I don't do bitches like you. And she was like, you just call me a bitch to my face. So she took the ring and she threw it at the pool, and she said, I don't need this. And she walked away, and she dashed the juice. She threw her juice in his face. And
well deserved.
I was like, yes, girl. I think you should have boxed him in that pool too. My opinion, you do that because in just proposing to me and call me a bitch.
And
he was the wrong. He was the wrongdoing. He did the wrong thing by not being honest about himself from the beginning.
He did wrong, but we have to always remember this too, that people who have internal problems, them always feel as if them telling the person the problems not early ever push them away because it happened already. So we not defend him because he's wrong. However, if somebody tell you something that you don't accept, you naturally have a draw away from a person. So him did that think about it all along, that he could tell this person about him secret life because he know say and feel said the person I'm gonna draw with. But really and truly, the the show kinda show you that people tend to try to tell people things that they want to hear, or basically not tell people things that they don't want to hear from early, because it's a speed dating thing. Everybody are trying to impress each other as quickly as possible. You get me? Everybody want to make sure so them in the right foot with that person. So they don't want to hear. Yes, so that's kind of one of the things about the show and about relationships overall. People are afraid to tell people the dark side of them from the get go, and the show really at times enhance that because a lot of the couples tend to tell the good side of them from early, try to impress the other person, and then when they start to get infatuated and everything, say sometimes their conscience eat out and then start to tell them the bad side, and then everybody can angle it, especially with the time and everything, you get me. So that's one of them things. Oh,
Okay. Anyway, so she
yeah.
walked away and he said, "Your wig is sliding." I don't know, that woman more than the bitch part. I mean, if you know that her wig is sliding all along, then you're not a good fiancé. You should have told her that long time and fix it for
You
her.
never did that slide.
And
You must see the,
why
you
would
must see
you
the one say
say
something.
that? Because I didn't see anything wrong with her
You
hair.
must see the
It
one say
simply means that
something.
you're just a Batman. But when I said, I'm going to sketch it out of the video. You're just
You get-
conflicted with
You say
him.
him get wholly portraits, so
You're conflicted with
yeah,
him.
that's the right
And
word. You're
I hope
conflicted.
you get psychological help. And even at the reunion, he was crying and apologizing. I mean,
Him
this man
always
is
a cry.
always crying. Anybody basically cry so
No.
wicked. Me feel say any man will say everything them bad for a wicked people.
Rotten people, them spoil, rotten, selfish people.
But
most
very
time.
weak sliding. Why would you say that? And are you wrong? You hide things from the girl. Anyways, moving on. Them and Gigiana, Jenny Mia.
I think they pronounce it right.
she-
Of course.
Giannia.
I'm not sure. I mean.
She did all up in a fair phone and he never liked Damien never liked that. And she was all about sex and all those stuff, and he was more of a gentleman. He didn't want to have sex with her on the first night that they were together, and she basically forced it and it happened. And he was like, okay, and I guess he told her that it was the best, and she get head over heels, and she feels like, say, when she asks him, are you okay, or what's going on, and he say, I'm fine, she thinks that he's lying, he's not fine, and she's actually trying to predict. She actually say, you're not telling me the truth then. So it's like the conflict started from right there. So. But in the ending, she started to try, but that wasn't the last part before they reached up the aisle, and I guess that wasn't enough for him. So when she said I do, he said I don't, and she went running and crying like a spoiled brat she was.
Oh God,
She-
no, but
she was wrong.
no, him
She
say I
did a lot-
don't at the
She did a
altar.
lot of wrong stuff.
Anybody
Anybody
we not
would have
talk about
upset.
that.
Him should just tell her, say him no want marry her.
Yeah. So you can't say she running and crying at the spoil at the altar.
I think he did it on purpose.
Of course, he did it on purpose. I think he was influenced to do it at the altar too. So I think his
Influenced
friends
by
him.
who?
Well, in my opinion, I think his friends influenced him at the altar. I think the friends them say something to him and it just
I don't feel friend. They tell the man saying cock in the woods. So
No. But alright,
But I
hold
don't
on.
feel friend.
No, but hold on now. She tell him that, right? Why him never does tell her say no and marry her from the get go? Or
because him feel
afterwards.
saying he still want murder at the time.
So why
And
never
him love her. It's obvious because he was actually crying after he did that, and they ended up getting back together after the show.
But I'm sure say when she tell him that it was 1 day before the wedding. So why the day before the wedding or 2 days before the wedding never said to
Because
her,
she did
say, look,
start, she and Johnny meeting say, yeah, it's a go work, if you get.
So if you think that start change, then why him left her at the altar?
You
That
can't
me
ask
don't
me, I
get
even
that.
have to ask that.
But that
You
me
need
no
to
get.
find my answer.
That's why me feel say he was influenced, or if he wasn't influenced, me feel say him friend him say something to him, him family say something to him, and then him just feel say it was the right thing to do at the time. Because if you notice,
I think him just don't want an immature person to marry to. Him thinks
so
that-
why him they
I
were at
think-
the end?
I think him need more time, and that is why they ended up together in the end. He needs
Him
more
cra- him
time
crazy.
because he thinks that she needs to
Him
grow
much
the hell
that
up.
going crazy.
And why would you have the girl say I do first? That me never understand. Why you never make the man say I do first?
But even wrong should have said that first. That's what I'm showing you why I waited all the way. Because even if the person did me wrong, or even if me know did the person wrong, you must understand that the person must feel a way. If you carry me all the way at the altar, if you tell me say don't want to marry me. I can't at the altar your mind make up say don't want to marry me. So to me that
I think the point of the show was they have to go to the altar. I think that was the point of the show.
alright then. Well,
the show make it a way say them
yeah.
have to go at the altar, them not have a
alright
choice.
then. May I sum it
If
up
that
with
is
this?
the case,
Yeah.
then I understand.
May I sum it up with this then? She was mature enough to handle a long-term relationship at the time.
Short.
Whichever type of relationship, I think she could have managed. Him was not man enough to tell her certain things at certain time. Alright.
Okay. Cameron and Lauren, the only issue was her father. When he met her father, he was like, have you ever been in a room full of black people? And he was like, yes. I dated a black person, a black woman in the past, and I was around their family. And I mean, that was the only problems they really had per se. Yes, they both had their doubts. Lauren was like, you know, she liked to have her own space and stuff like that, which I understand because I'm also very territorial about my space. But I think there were a couple that worked out everything. I think they were more on the intelligence side, and I think that they were more civilized and they knew how to work out their issues. And Cameron was a very easygoing man, and you could see that he would do anything to make his wife happy. And of course, they both said I do at the altar. Oh, just give me a card by itself. Yeah, so basically, what that person name again?
Kenny and Kelly, them?
Kenny and Kelly. Kenny and Kelly then they didn't have sex any at all before going to the altar, and Kelly was like, oh, she loved him and he loved her, and he wasn't like pushing it or anything, but Kelly was like, oh, I'm not attracted to him physically. The emotional connection is there, but not the physical connection. And I was like, really though? Really? Stay tuned for part 3 to watch the rest of our discussion about Love is Blind and get our opinions. Subscribe.